Morning, my loves. How are we? Recap Saturday. Sorry about the delay. I was reading the comments. I forgot the time, so I do apologise. I hope you're all well and lovely. I say good morning to everybody. Frankie there from Belgium, bonjour. Marion, bonjour. Elizabeth, how are you, my love? Dorothy, Kate, morning, my love. Michelle, Lauren, Lynn, Stephen, AJ, Amber. Everybody. I love you all. Barbara, Eldon, morning, my love. Now, recap day today. Now, there's two things I want to, a couple of things I want to say. Marion Guint, bonjour. One I want to ask you about, or tell you about this. And by the way, if it's your, this is a bit I keep forgetting, because I keep thinking the whole world's tuning in, you see. But, of course, they may well be. But there are new people joining us all the time. So just good morning to you if it's your first time. Also, I've been told to remind everybody about the subscribe button on the channel there. It's in red. I'm looking at it right now. All you've got to do is press it and you'll subscribe. It's a much better way. It doesn't cost anything. Just got to press the button. Done. So thank you if you've already done that. If you haven't, if you do that, thank you very much indeed. There's a couple of other things here as well. Let's have a look. Also, there's a set reminder button on each of the upcoming classes. There you go. Which is amazing. You can tell I'm new to this. So we've got a couple of questions. I want to say a quick hello to a little 8-year-old who's doing the classes. What's her name? I think it's Jenny. So let's just see if I've got that right. Here we go, and that's not the one. Well prepared, Anton. Who are we up there? Look at that. And love the Samba, Anna. Thank you very much indeed. Samba. Here we are. It is going to have to do that in a... No, can't do it. No, can't find it. I think it's Jenny. She's aged 8. So much love. And I hope you have a lovely day. And thank you for joining us. Now, let me just check the dances we did, because last time we did the recap, I forgot a dance or two. So here we go. We started with the waltz and the double whisk. Oh yes, I remember. I remember it well now. And so what we'll do is, we'll just go over that. We won't do any of the precursor stuff, because I think we added it into a thing. So basically a whisk, or somebody called it a syncopated whisk. Once upon a time, was it ever called a syncopated whisk? Question. I think it probably was. But I always call it the double whisk. Syncopated gets a bit technical. It's a whisk variation like this here. So this is the boy step. So that means you're going to start on your left foot, boys. That means you're going to start on your right foot, girls. There you go, like that. I've got a bit of a thing in the throat today, haven't I? Oh dear, I hope it's not a nasty incident. So let's go over all that. Now the key to this really is the timing and the rise and fall. This is what makes it nice. I like this, it's one of my favourites. I do it a lot in Strictly Come Dancing. So, I also do it with Erin in our show, just saying. So I just like it. So here we go. We go forward, side onto the toe. So forward on the heel, side on the toe, up onto your toes. We lower the back heel. We go forward on the heel. We close our feet flat, and then we rise straight back onto the toe. And then we whisk again, and then we step out, forward on the heel. Oh, we did a wing from here, didn't we? Oh, yes. And then we go round. So the wing is a step forward with the right foot for the boys, and tap the left foot to the right foot. Can you see that? So I just do that. I go whisk here, last whisk, step, tap. Get the idea? That's the wing for the boys. Now there's, in waltz, it's a three beat dance. So there's 3 beats in every bar, which invariably means there are 3 steps in every variation. He says loosely, because there's not. That's the joy of ballroom dancing. But basically it goes forward, side, together, back. That's a basic sort of waltz. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. But on the wing, from here, there's only 2 steps. We go 1, tap for 2, wait for 3. Woo! Now, as I said before, at this point, the boys and the girls are no longer doing the natural opposite. They are doing completely different steps. This is where it becomes a bit more difficult. So girls, you go back, side, behind, forward, flat, down, side on the toes and whisk behind. And now I lower the heel. So far, so good. That's the same as what the boy's doing, just in opposite. Now I'm going to do 3 steps around him. I go forward, forward, forward. I'm now on the other side of his body. I was on his right side. I'm now on his left side. I know. Then I go back with my right foot and just do a chassé to face him. The boys, you do a forward with your left foot and chassé, and you face each other. Boys, what you have to do is you have to take your lady from this position here, and you have to rotate your body, only your upper body, your feet stay where they are, and you tap your left foot to your right foot, and you rotate the lady all the way around to the other side. This is called left side position, because the lady is on the left side. They didn't give it a lot of thought, really, on that one. They just sort of said it as it is. So here we go, ready? And whisk, behind, forward, down, up, behind, wing, 2, 3. Now I'm going to chassé out, forward with my right foot. This is a chassé to the right, because I'm chasséing to the right, man's right. Step, side together, side. A lot of these things are described in regards to what the man's doing. So for example, chassé to the right. For the lady, of course it's a chassé to the left, to face the man. But because the man is leading, and I appreciate if you're dancing same sex, you're going to have a leader and a follower in this situation here. But everything's sort of written as men and women's steps, or man steps, lady steps. That's how the old technique was written. So we talk in the terms of leaders and followers sometimes, but invariably I use men's steps, lady steps. But the same applies for whether it's same-sex couple or we're doing opposite sex couples. What's the right term for that? Oh, boy and girl. So we go 1, 2, 3. So the leader or the man will lead the partner across and round his body, and we step forward with left arm. Now the only tricky thing with that, or the thing you must be aware of with that, is that I'm going to step with my left foot forward, and the partner goes back with the right foot here, and I'm going to step outside partner, what we describe as outside partner. Although it's going to feel like inside, I know it's random, I know, but because she's on the left side. So I step forward, and I'm not between her feet. I'm this side of her left leg. Make sense? So she steps backwards with the right foot, I step forward my left foot here, and we go side together, side. Like that. Is that clear? One more time. Here we go. I'm going to do it as a lady. So we go back, side, behind, forward, close, up, behind, wing, 2, 3. Just forwards, 4, 3 forward steps, and then we go back, side together, side. Next time we come and do waltz, we'll add a little bit on to that, to how we're going to get out of that into something else, but just take this as a little piece at the moment. Alright, now you can, if you want to, as we discussed the other day, do the double whisk here, or syncopated whisk, some people call it, and then chassé straight out and not do the wing. The wing is a separate step, it's not joined to this. We added it onto this because, to give you an idea of how you can join the two together. You do the whisk part and the wing part, and they're 2 different steps. You can just join them together. That's the waltz, cracked, marvellous. Another thing we're doing with the channel as well, get me, is that I'm going to start, because we've been doing this for a bit now, I'm starting to get bits of information, quite a lot of stuff together now. I'm going to start to group it all up. So this is all the waltzes stuff we've done, this is all the cha-cha-ree stuff we've done, so it becomes a bit easier to navigate. Hope that's all right with you. I quite like just sort of flicking through really, but it's going to be all there. Thank you, Anna. Savage, I like that. We got it right, Stephen. AJ, gorgeous, well done. Michelle, my love. Amy, you're right, waltz is pretty. I know you can read this, but I like reading it out. So, what did we do next? Next we did waltz, cracked. Don't do it as an easy dance, you lied. Argentine tango. Oh yes, the ochos, the back ochos. Oh yes, the swivelly bits. So, lady, I'm going to do lady because I often start with women. I'm going to start with lady, she's got all the tricky bits to do. So, girls, you're going to go. We start with our left foot, we go forward, side, tap. Do you remember that? Do you remember that? Because we start on opposite feet. So the boy goes back on his right foot, lady goes forward on the left foot. We get to here, boy closes his feet, changes weight. The girl taps her foot, doesn't change weight, because we go from same foot to opposing foot to same foot. Like it's not difficult enough. So we go forward, side, tap, and then from there I step straight backwards with it, sort of diagonally backwards here, and then I'll do my swivel or my ocho. Bonjour. Here we go. One more of those, one of those, one of those, one of those. So I'll do 4 of them. Now you'll notice when I'm doing the swivels, I bring my feet in and I try and keep it all parallel, because that's just for the style. We talked about this when we did it the other day. The style and all this stuff, we talked about it in the Samba, don't we? The style and all this stuff is everything really, because if you look like you're doing the dance, then you're probably doing the dance. Otherwise it could be just anything, and it's not so interesting. So when we're doing this here, if I'm doing swivel, I'm going to do it forwards like this. If I step here, I'll join my feet, as they come through, they'll be parallel. So as I get my feet parallel, and then I'll always swivel on one foot or the other, invariably the foot I'm standing on. And I forward there, and I'll do this here. See that there? And if I just do this and keep the top part of the body slightly more still, here and there, that gives it a real lovely sort of swivelly, slick, sort of kind of sexy really, sort of feel about it, and it looks like the Argentine sort of, it gets all sort of intimate. Suddenly it gets all sort of intimate, because everything is all sort of nipped in and it's all sort of here and here. If it gets a little bit big and sort of swivelling all over the place, it sort of could be anything then, and it has no sort of intensity. Oh, look at us being intense on a Saturday morning. And so that's the key to this. So let's go over that again. So girl steps, we go forward and side and tap, and we go back and swivel and swivel and swivel, and then here we go back, back, cross, back, side, close. I sort of cramped that because I feel like I went out of shot. I'm going to do the last one. So after that last swivel, I go back, back, cross, back, side, close. Could you see that all right? Side, close. I think you could just about see that all right. Get the idea? Argentine tango. Boys, you do this. You go back, side, close. Then you do this. You've only got to do this. You go side, side. You bring the leg in. Side, side. Forward, 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 side, close. The lady has got the cross as I move forward, so she's going back onto, that's her foot change, she does like an extra step to get back onto opposite feet, because during the ochos she's on the same foot as us, and that's a disaster if you want to do something else other than this sort of affair. Alright, one more time for the boys, here we go, back, side, close, 1, 2, 3, 4, step, 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 side, close. Got the idea? Well done you, well done you. Argentine tango, cracked. Back step is harder, but got there. Well done Anna, I love that. I've got the swivel, Cynthia. Well done you kid, nice one. Love the waltz. Thank you my love. Argentine tango was a buffery day as well. Oh yes. Oh cha-cha. Oh cha-cha. We did fan, did we not? I think we did. Now, the thing about cha-cha is that you can use a lot of the basic variations, as we discussed in the past, and if you're joining us for the first time, you're going to love this, because you've got sort of 2 dances in one here. We've got, in the cha-cha and the rumba, you can use a lot of the same variations. For example, the forward and back basic. Here, this is rumba forward and back basic. I just step forward for the boy, left foot for the boy, and as I step forward with the left foot for the boy, the lady steps back with the right foot. If I put a cha-cha-cha in this, it suddenly becomes a cha-cha-cha. And a step, replace cha-cha-cha, and back, replace cha-cha-cha. If I do the rumba, I take the cha-cha-cha out, and then I slow it all down. Step, step, side. And people say the rumba's more difficult to do than a cha-cha. It's slower, got fewer steps. But because of that, it's more difficult. 1, 2, 3. Now the New York, for example, step, step, cha-cha-cha, step, step, cha-cha-cha. With the rumba, it goes side, step and side. The spot turn goes step, step, cha-cha-cha. Or it goes step, step, side. So you've got a lot of the variations you can use in rumba and cha-cha. Certainly the basic variations you can do in both dances, which is great. I feel like you're getting 2 dances for. The fan, this variation we're going to do next, is exactly the same. You can use this in both dances as well. We'll do it in the cha-cha. Now it comes invariably from a forward basic. So I go step, replace, cha-cha-cha. Now like the salsa that we've done in the past, 1 or 2 other things, there's a crossbody lead part about it. That's a salsa term. In rumba and cha-cha we call it leading the lady to fan. And in saying that, what happens is the lady goes across the man. So it's all quite technical, this, isn't it? It's supposed to be a recap. I feel like I'm going into a lecture. Right, so I go, but I do make it more difficult sometimes. Back, I go cha, cha, cha. I'm doing the lady steps because of course she's got all the work to do. Now, rather than step straight forward towards the man on this left foot, I'm going to step across the man. I'm going over there. Step, step, and now we do the lock step. Now, this is the new bit. We go step, cross, step. We finish it in what we call fan position, which is this open position here. So my body is facing there, my feet are pointing that direction, but my body is sort of angled slightly more towards the front. My partner is stood there. I've got his left hand in my right arm. The left arm can go out there. You can put it on your hip, you can put it on your head, do what you like with it. And then I'm ready to exit the fan position. We'll do that another day because that goes into a new variation. Now we talked about this the other day, the cha-cha-cha part of cha-cha-cha. The basic bar of music goes like this. Step, step, cha-cha-cha. Step, step, cha-cha-cha. Remember that? 2 beats, cha-cha-cha, and then the cha-cha-cha. Cha-cha-cha. 1, bum, chicka-cha. Bum, bum, chicka-cha. Now the beat, bap can be anything. Forward, back, cha-cha-cha. Back, forward, cha-cha-cha. New York. But it's still the same. It's always 2 steps. 1 step, 2 step, cha-cha-cha, turns. 1 step, 2 step, cha-cha-cha. Now, when we're doing the fan, we go 1 step, 2 step, cha-cha-cha. Got that? So the 2 steps were turning. 1 step forward, 1 step turning into the cha-cha-cha. Right. But we did a forward and back cha-cha-cha. So, when you're going sideways, it's a side, close, side, or a side, close, side. When I'm going forward, it's a lock step. I go forward, cross behind, forward. Huh? When I go backwards, I go backwards, cross in front, backwards. That's it. Whenever I cross, we've done this before, this is the rule. Whenever I lock forwards, I cross behind. And whenever I lock backwards, I cross in front. Huh? I know. So, let's just do the cha-cha-cha parts. We go cha-cha-cha or cha-cha-cha. We go cha-cha-cha or we go cha-cha-cha. Got the idea? So when we're doing the fan, we go back, replace, cha-cha-cha. I go forward, turn, and I go cha-cha-cha. Fan position. Pop the shoulder. Alright, now boys, you do this. You're going to love this. Step, replace, cha-cha-cha, back, replace, cha-cha-cha. That's it. You just do forward and back basic. But you've got to escort the lady, you've got to lead the lady, you've got to facilitate her moving across you. All of that, that's your job. 1, 2, cha-cha-cha. I'll go step, step, cha-cha-cha, and I just turn my body slightly to face her so it looks like I'm sort of going, oh look at me, am I marvellous. I'm dancing with her a little bit, so I'm just at a slight angle through the body. Now, technically speaking, the fan variation turns. So rather than going in a straight line like that, it actually turns like this. can't remember how much it is, maybe 3/8 of a turn, something like that. So we come into here and then we go over to there. And we change position in the room. We're not going to do that today, we're just going to do it flat for the purposes of this, because you can. 1, 2, cha-cha-cha, out she goes, cha-cha-cha. All right? Good, that's marvellous. Now if you're going to do that fan in Rumba, you just take the lockstep out. The cha-cha-cha out. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Now, as a man step. Girls, you go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. End. Perfect. How's that? Rumba. Crack the rumba and the cha-cha in one go. Amy, loving the cha-cha. Well done, you. Loved. Right. Karen, thank you very much. I'm loving this too. Now, here we got. What else we got here? Oh, and Samba. Right. So, Samba. Yesterday. Brilliant. So, we'll just do this very quickly. We did it yesterday. So, we're going to go 1, 2. So, boys, nicely worked out. Boys, you're going to go forward and backwards with your, you're going to start with your right foot and then come back with your left foot. Ladies, you can do the natural opposite. These are just the forward and back sort of basic Samba bounces, really. But we're just going to tap them for the moment. So I'm going to do it this way here. So I'll do it this way here. So I go 1, tap, 2, tap. 1, tap, 2, tap. Get that? Boy steps. Girls are doing natural opposite. 2, 2. Ladies, you go 1, 2, 2, 2, 1, 2, 2, 2. Now the bounce thing here, we add as we're doing it, so it goes up and down. It goes, and 1, 2, 1, 2. We're learning it like this to start with. It's not really like that. It's actually through the body. The body does stuff. The hips start to go, but the feet do this. This is what we're working really, is the feet. Now, are the feet. We're going to do whisks. So we go with our right foot for the boys, left foot for the ladies, like the waltz. We go side, behind, replace, side, behind, replace, side, behind, replace, side, behind, replace. For the girls, we go side, behind, replace, and side, behind, replace, and side, behind, replace, and 2 and 3. 1 more. Now we're going to do the Samba walks. So we go forward, dig, slip. Remember that? Forward, dig, slip. Forward, dig, slip. Same for the boys and the girls. Boys, you're going to go whisk at 2, then you go forward, dig, slip, forward, dig, slip, forward, dig, slip. Get the idea? Call it a dig because it's not a step. I'm not putting my weight on it. I just sort of dig my foot in, my toe in, and then just slide the foot back very slightly. This way. You don't want one of these. You look like you're throwing up every time you do it. So you just sort of ridiculous. So that is the very basic Samba beginnings. We'll discuss more next time we do Samba about the hip action and the body action, etc., etc. Those are the basic steps. But we also finished with the reverse roll. Because it's like a show favourite on Strictly. Everybody says Samba, everyone wants to have a go at the roll. It's ridiculous. It's hilarious, not ridiculous, it's hilarious. It's one of the most difficult steps to do. Now the pattern of the feet, same as the Viennese waltz. I'm going to go forward my left foot. I step to the side of my right foot and I cross the left foot in front. I go back on the right foot, I step to the side with the right foot and I close my right foot to it. Now, and I do it that size. 1 at 2 and 2 at 2. Get the idea? It's tinsy wincy. Somebody sent me a message saying, I can't quite get the boy steps to work. Well, they're exactly the same as the girl steps. What you do is you're behind, one person is behind the other person in shadow position. I've got my hand around her waist and I've got her arm in my arm. So if she stood like this, here, with her hand on her waist, this is the position I take. I put my hand around her arm and I follow the line of her arm. And then this is the upper body action, here, and it rolls and the arm goes over the head here. So if I do that, the feet and the body together, go 1, 2, swish it round. 1 and 2, swish it round. 1 and 2, swish it round, 1 and 2, swish it round, and 1. And that's the reverse roll. Practice that because it's great fun. Try it with your partner. You're going to stand all over each other. It's a disaster. The person in front, of course, is the person on the inside of the turn. And you're doing the steps, but you're doing them like this. You're sort of doing them on yourself. The person behind has to take slightly wider steps because they're on the outside of the circle. So you have to make sure you get the correct action in there, the feet work. But it's great fun. So keep trying that, keep having fun with that. And that's the Samba. Whew! Recap days, they're tough. Well done, that was amazing. Michelle, what have we done? I'm going to come halfway through that. Together is reverse rolls difficult. Rolling the upper body needs lots. This is from Frankie, which you can all join in for us. Maybe we don't find the right thing for it. I'm not quite sure what you mean by that, Frankie. The key really to do it is to do it in two parts. Sort of understand how the bodies are moving and then just sort of start to introduce the steps as well. Because what happens is you'll do this, you'll be doing it perfectly, she'll be doing it perfectly, you'll be doing it perfectly, but you just won't be doing it together. So it's going to feel like a disaster. And then one day you'll just do it together, be perfect. And you'll go, oh, we've cracked it. And then you'll try it again, it'll be a disaster again. This is always the way. And then you'll start to improve and improve. And that's the way it goes. So keep going with it, because if you're doing the correct steps and the correct body action, it will at some stage sort of all just sort of mesh in and you'll get it right. But make sure you do the full circle. So it doesn't have to, and again, it doesn't have to be massive, we're not 17 with spines that are made of rubber. So we're just going to make a circle with the upper body. Often with the lady, she feels if you go back too much, I'm going to be pulled off balance. And boys, don't grip hold of the girls, or partners, don't grip hold of your partner, because you're going to pull them off the when you're doing the back part here. We get so, oi, we go, oh, this is marvellous. She's going, oh, for goodness sake, do you mind? So release the hold of it. But girls, do commit to the backward part, keep the knees soft, and you'll find that you go, okay, that feels more comfortable. I get the idea. All right, but keep playing with it and keep telling me how you're getting on. Brilliant. Thank you all very much indeed. Lovely, lovely. I love a recap day, so we have to crash through. I love it. So Monday we've got questions. Questions on Monday. Anything you want to know about the dancing, any steps that you want to, anything you really want to know. Whether it's something we've done before, you want to have a quick question about what we've done before, didn't quite understand it the first time, or I wasn't very clear on the first time, or something new you want to ask me. Somebody asked me about an Alemán the other day. We haven't done that yet, but it's something we will do. So fire away. Any questions you've got, fire away, and then on Monday we'll do the Q&A. And then next week we're going to be tackling Foxtrot on one of the days. Brilliant. Favourite dance. So much love. Have a great day. Have a lovely Saturday. If you're around at 3 o'clock, I'll see you then. Otherwise, I'll see you Monday. Have a good day. Thank you, thank you, thank you.